Hi. Well, I can't believe this, but I've got an exciting update to do with my football watch, which I did in a previous video and got it going. But you can see it's, particularly the dial and everything's not in a very good state. Well, I can't believe this. A comment on my video from, I now know, Nihal. I just dismantled the same model of watch but lack your patience to reassemble. I can post you the leg and ball if you want them. I'm in the UK, just let me know an address and I will send them on. Well, a couple of emails later and this arrived through the post. Now honestly, I've been looking forward to doing this for so long. I had a quick look before, but let me just show you what's inside. Look at this. This is just amazing. A card here. Hello Lachlan. Please find enclosed the watch parts as discussed. Have fun with putting them all back together. I've included my old mainspring. When I took it out, I was surprised how strong it still is. It may come in handy. Cheers, Nihal. Oh, this is fantastic. Look at this. Everything packaged here beautifully. I just noticed this postcard as well. Brian Aldiss, Science Fiction Omnibus. So I think we must be from the same era, because that reminds me of the 1980s and science fiction I used to read, and I'm sure I've read some Brian Aldiss. Was it him that did the one about the person who lives with a family and goes into suspended animation because the world has become overcrowded? And then he wakes up and he has like Monday, but he finds a way of living with a family on Tuesday, and it's quite an entertaining read. Anyway, I'm sure I've read some Brian Aldiss. It might not be that one. Look at this. This is fantastic. The mainspring, the dial. So this dial is absolutely perfect. Let me take it out. Look at this. Superb. Look at it compared to mine. It's almost pristine in comparison. But look, if I just put that to one side, put the dial to one side, we've got some of the wheel, the mainspring here. We've got the watch hands as well. Plus, oh, let me try and get this out. The ball, which I've never seen. And the leg. And the hands. This is just amazing. Can't believe it. So now, I've been looking forward to doing this for so long, but I've been busy doing some exams, so I just haven't had time to do it. So now, I'm going to take these out and let's put the watch back together with the new dial and see how it looks. Can't wait to see it. Oh, look at that. So now look at that. They're so beautifully packaged. So they're pristine. amazing. The watch hands are so much better than mine. All the paint is still on it. The leg is just superb. And the ball, which I've never seen. I didn't even realise that it had a ball like that. I have seen pictures on the internet, but I wasn't sure that mine had that. But now I understand, when you look at the watch, that that is not the ball. The ball is in the middle. And the ball rotates, which is the second hand, and the footballer's leg is going to go up and down. Okay, this is amazing. So the first thing I've got to do is get the movement out so we can fit the new dial. And look, the dial on mine, let me just take the cover off. Look how mine has that. I thought that was deliberate, but it's obviously just dirt or something that has affected the outside, because this dial is in so much better condition, and you can see that that isn't deliberate. I thought it was something like a comic book effect where you focused in. No, this is the original colours. Look how much brighter they are than this one. But before I get started, I've just noticed something. That, oh, well, I've noticed as well that this one's got a lovely inscription, made in Great Britain, Ingersoll Limited, London, whereas mine doesn't have that. Another difference. But what I've noticed is that the leg, I was expecting, maybe, I wasn't sure about this, that the leg, if I just turn this leg over, it's flat where the pivot is. So it's flat there. If I take my watch, the stock which protrudes from the pallets isn't sticking up the way I've got the watch at the moment. I don't know if you can see that. I'll try and show this. So you can see that the stock is not sticking up. That's it. I need to align, I remember this notch with for the winding mechanism. Well, I think I missed that, but I've got the dial off. But let me just show you what I'm talking about regarding this sticking up through the dial. If I just focus in here, what I'm talking about is this small part sticking up enough so it will protrude through the dial. But what I might do is just try the leg and see if it's going to fit on to start before I put the dial on. I wonder if I should do that. There's the leg, and it needs to go. So let's just try it and see if it's going to work. So it needs to go on top up there. Like that. Yeah, it does go on, but it drops right to the bottom. And it's loose. The other thing I want to check is, will the ball fit over this spindle? That's worth checking. So I'm going to try that very gently. Take the ball, whoops. Let's see. If it's going to fit over here. Unfortunately, now that I see this, how is that going to fit? It seems to have a different fitting arrangement, unless this has become worn or broken or something. Yep, well, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to order a standard second hand and see if it fits this spindle, and that will prove that this watch is has a different configuration, a slightly different design to the other one. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. Now I've ordered the part. That is this sub-dial second hand from Colin's watches, by the way. Very good supplier. It arrived the next day, amazingly. So what I want to do is look at the fitment on the dial hand and compare it with the football, and if they're the same, then I know that this is the problem, not the football hand. I mean, looking at it, I think this is almost certainly the case. So here I am comparing the two hands, and we can see that the football hand and the sub-dial second hand that I bought are identical in fitting. Right, so now what I'm going to try and do is remove this. I've put some penetrating oil in it. It's been on overnight, but I think it's going to require heat. Well, it is going to, it's stuck on. So I'm going to try the solder iron, which is set to 280, and I'm just going to try heating it up whilst using the tweezers to pull up. The end of my solder iron's come off. Oh, I got it. I missed that on camera. What I did was I took these and I had to get the bottom of it and pull it up, and now I've managed to extract the remnants of the, presumably, either a hand or the football that was previously on there. So now that's exposed. Fantastic. This was the wheel, as I said previously, that I thought was riveted in, but it's not riveted in. It was the remnants of the old second hand, sub-second hand, and now I've got this piece, which is tiny, which I hope I can maybe use. As we can see, that's exposed the spindle here, so I'm confident now. And that spindle is very similar to the pallet, so what I'm wondering is, can this be used to go on top of the pallet? And therefore, if I could get that into the footballer's leg, so let me just try that, see if it's going to fit. So what I'm talking about is taking this and fitting it, and that seems to work. That's fitted over. Yes, perfect. I've had the small piece soaked in methylated spirits, and I've tried to clean it as best I can. I've got the leg here, so now, using my favourite glue of the moment, Gorilla Glue, I'm going to attempt to glue that on with the tiniest amount of glue. So now the glue's dried, and here's the leg with the attached spindle. That's how it looks. So now the question is, will it fit on the watch and be horizontal? So let's try it. Just flip that over. Oh, a little bit of glue. Just carefully take that. See if we can get it on the spindle. Yeah, it's not horizontal. It needs to be like that. I think I'm going to go back to my original plan, which was to use a bit of sleeving of a wire, which I've taken out, which has got a very thin bit of wire in the middle. And then with this, I'm able to, I notice there's a little bit of wire still in it, but I'm not going to take that out. I can take that and it will, the other way. That fits on top of there. Not terribly well, I've got to say. I'll push that down. I think you can see that would move. The other thing I was thinking of was, if you look at something like this, which is a nice pencil, at the end there it's got a nice tube. This is a 0.5 millimeter pencil. I think that would be quite a good tube, but I don't want to ruin my pencil. I rather like that one. So I'm going to try the cheaper option first. this with isopropyl alcohol to try and clean it. Good old Yoo-hoo glue, gonna try some of that. Oh, it's coming out. I'll put a little blob in there. Okay, I'm going to leave it like that to dry. It's on, but I'm not too happy with it. Okay, it's definitely on. Is the second hand, is the minute hand going to clear it now? Yes, that's fine. I still think I need to find something else to make that a bit better, but let's get it together. So let's put the crystal and the, so it's not touching. Get it together. There we go. See if it works. foot's, it's working. The foot's quite close to the outside, but you can see it's working. But I do think this is going to require something a bit more solid. I can almost see the foot is now hitting the ground. Going to need to get something a bit better than that, but there we go. It's running. Look at that. The hand and the dial are superb. A big thanks again to Nihal for these parts. They've just transformed the watch. Amazing. So amazing that he contacted me. One of the great things about the internet. You know, just shows you what can happen. So thanks again, and I can't wait to show it to my dad.